Alrighty, friends, we're back. I've stretched, I've hydrated, and I have more hype ready to go, as well as tech is ready to go. This is our next run here. We have Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, Marriage Percent, Merry, Glitch, gotta say it, being run by CafeEla. Fantastic. Raider from earlier, please take it away.
Hello. Oh my goodness. Are we in? Is it going? Are we going?
We are absolutely going. It is yours.
Amazing. All right. Then, well, hello. My name is Ella, or CafeEla. Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town has been my first ever game that I learned to speedrun. I haven't run this game actively since winter, like February, so we'll see what we're gonna get today. I ran this at ESA winter this year, and it was a blast. And I'm very excited for the horse race music. If you know, you know. And I think I'm just gonna wait. We're gonna get started. And I think we have an incentive for the farm name, right?
We do indeed. The winner of that ended up being Mocha11 with a space in there.
Mocha11. I love it. We match. It's CafeEla and Mocha11. Is it all caps or?
Just the first letter.
Just the first letter. And then Mocha, C-H-A?
Correct.
Mocha and then 11 as like a number?
Yep.
Yeah? Oh, perfect. Amazing. Oh, Mocha, I see you in chat. That's perfect. Hello. Okay. Does this work? I hope this works. Wata, you're too late. You should have, you needed to get that bid in much earlier, but you know, you tried, and I'm proud of that. Okay, this is the farm name. Our dog name is A, just because, you know, that's usually what I go for. And once I hit the yes screen here, we're ready to rumble. We're ready to start the run. So are we ready on time?
Yes, we are. If you want to give us a quick countdown.
All right. We're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Alrighty, we are starting with this little scene here where we are finding ourselves on like a farm, and this is the Mayor Thomas, and he finds us trespassing around, and he's like, oh my god, why are you trespassing? And we're like, I don't know, we're just telling him that we spent our childhood days here. Totally credible, believable story. So basically we found the old man, the grandpa and his farm here, and he introduced us to all his animals when we were a kid, and it was super amazing. We have not made friends with the chickens though. We were littering the ocean. Look at that karma, it was so bad. But the dog is very cute. We love the dog. So this is just a cutscene we're going through at the beginning of the run. It's around 2 minutes, and we're also meeting the girl named Girl. I love Girl. I love Girl. It's my favorite. And then we're gonna have to say goodbye, and it's so sad. And Girl is like, no, you can't leave. You're my best new friend. And we're like, no, we have to go back to the town. And basically it turns out that we wrote letters with the old man, and suddenly we didn't get a reply anymore. So we came on checking what's up, and it turns out the old man passed away, which is very sad. And then Mayor Thomas is like, oh, why don't you take over the farm? And we're like, oh my god, free property in 2023. Absolutely, yes, for sure. I mean, who wouldn't, right? We're just grabbing our tools here. We have some more tutorial here to go through, which we don't need because we've played this game a bunch of times. Just like the usual things. This game was released, by the way, in 2003. It is the Game Boy Advance adaptation of Harvest Moon Back to Nature, which is, I think it was for the PS1. And the first thing that we need to do is find our little dog, because our dog is a little baby and he cannot be outside by himself. Oh my god, where is he? Oh my goodness, you're all the way over here? Wild. Okay. Alrighty, we're gonna bring him in here. And then we're just gonna go and go into the mountains to have some alone time and contemplate our life choices now that we have this farm all to ourselves. So maybe I should introduce you to the goal of the run. We're gonna try to get married as fast as possible because getting married in Harvest Moon is triggering the credits. So it's actually quite a popular run. I think this is okay. So we're positioning ourselves here very suspiciously. There's like I'm not sure if it's pixel perfect, but it's pretty precise. Otherwise it's not gonna work. There's some people. There's also Mary who we're gonna marry. So this is a Mary marriage run. You usually have choice between 5 bachelorettes, 4 or 5. But we're doing the Mary run because I actually like that run because you get to see everything a little bit. Don't mind me. We're just gonna look for a staircase here. Hopefully that's gonna not take too long.
Important question.
Hello? Oh.
You said there's 5 bachelorettes. Yes? If you had to pick one in general, not speedrun related, would it still be Mary?
Yeah. No, it would be Anne. Anne is my favorite. I loved Anne as a kid. I cannot find this staircase right now, which is very interesting. Okay, game. Oh, there it is. Okay. And I'm just gonna make another save file here. Alright, this all has a reason. I will introduce you to that in a second. But yeah, it would be Anne. Anne is the daughter of the innkeeper. And as a kid, I was quite a tomboy. Like, I always liked to, play video games, and I had 3 brothers, and Anne is kind of like, she's very down to earth, and I don't know, I had this obsession with pixel art food as well. And she is just like in the inn where you can like buy the food, and I'm like, this must be the best place to be here. So yeah, I always liked Anne the most. But Mary is, I think, super underrated. Mainly because Mary also already appears in Harvest Moon 2, which was my first ever Harvest Moon game. Okay. And so what we're doing here is we're slipping over the lake into the mine. So this mine we actually can only... Oops, what am I doing? We can only enter in the winter, but we're using a little trick that is called the Nick Slip, named after Nick, who found this trick. Nick, aka Mr. Steal Your Gill, who has been not only an incredible runner of this game, but also one of the people that advanced the runs so much, like finding so many glitches and finding so many tricks to do stuff. So what we're doing here right now at the beginning of the run, the main challenge is to get money very quickly. And when I started running this game, it was done by just using, crops. Like, you would grow crops, you would get a little money to afford some things at the beginning that you need. But it was definitely not great, and there was a lot of dependency on horse race RNG. And the horse race is basically used to give you more money by betting on the right horse. But it's very RNG, so that's where a lot of runs died and still die. But we are actually giving ourselves a much bigger budget at the beginning now by glitching ourselves down the mines here. And you might... I'm trying to explain without confusing myself because it's all muscle memory at this point, but I don't want to accidentally save over the wrong file because that would be bad. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to get some pink diamonds. And pink diamonds are one of the most valuable items in the game. They are worth 10,000 gold each, and you will only find them in the winter mine, which is the mine in the middle of the lake. So because it's spring, we can't actually get there, which is why we use that slip technique to actually glitch ourselves onto there. And now we're glitching ourselves down the mine by basically utilizing the save games, or the way you save games in this game, which is like with these two save files. They are existing independently from one another. And basically, we are saving in the second save file is where we go down the mine, and the first save file is just in front of a staircase in the spring mine. By pressing start, it's not frame perfect, but it definitely requires a little bit of practice to do it at the right timing. So we're moving down the stairs, but we're pressing start at the same time. The dialogue to go down stays loaded, and when you then load up the other file, it will basically appear in the other file, which is the game's gonna think you wanted to go down in that second save file, right? And that's how you just glitch down without having to find any staircases, because that is not only time and energy consuming, but yeah, completely impossible at the beginning of the game. And that's how we glitch ourselves down to level 30 to find those pink diamonds. And even though this was known for a while that you could do this, like you could glitch yourself down, it was only until Nick, Mr. Steal Your Gill, found out that the location of the pink diamonds could be predicted in some way. Like, it's still RNG, but it's gonna depend on the frame range that you land in. Oh, yeah, it's lots of technicalities, but basically we hard reset the game before we go to level 30. And then we're trying to get into a certain frame range in order to make those diamonds appear in a completely predictable spot. There's only 6 spots where they can appear, and we're trying to get a frame where we get 2 of them. So it's all a bit trial and error. But it should hopefully it works. I'm a bit nervous, especially at marathons, that it does not work, because obviously if I would just do a run for myself, I could just reset and redo this, because it's just like 10-15 minutes this takes. We're level 23 right now, okay. Just need to keep track. This is one of the 2 big kind of like glitches that we're gonna use, or kind of like, I don't know, techniques. And when I started running, like, because this was my first speedrun game ever, I was totally intimidated by anything that even just resembled glitching. Like, I was just like, oh no, I can't do this. I would just like run vanilla without any glitching, but at some point I just got curious and I was like, okay, I gotta try it. And it's a little practice, but the save game manipulation works pretty much the same for every type of technique you're doing. So you're figuring out the timing for one, and you're gonna be able to do the other strategy as well, I guess. We're level 28 right now, so we have to go down one more. I'm so happy that I only have to do this once. There are runs where people do this more often. Okay, and now we are going to hard reset. Give me one sec. And I'm just gonna like button mash, and hopefully I'm gonna get it right. Okay, so let's see if we got the right frame range. I'm gonna have a look. Oops. Sorry. No, I think this is the wrong one. Oh, no, we got 1. Okay, we got 1 pink diamond, and we got the second. Oh my god.
There we go, first try. Amazing.
And what we're doing now, in order to like save ourselves the time, basically, so what we had to do before... Oh, sorry, I was saving the wrong... It's been a while. So what we're doing now is we're saving ourselves a minute of button mashing. Because usually you had to just... Because there was no way to get off the lake. Which is why we did this now with saving in the spring mine. I thought this was okay. No. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get the range right. So what I'm trying to do is like the same thing, just with entering the spring mine. Oh yeah, here we go. Perfect. And now we're out. We basically teleported ourselves off the lake by just now using the same kind of technique. So you can do that not only with like that dialogue that is stored, you can also do that with the way you are entering and exiting areas. And now we did this. And now we're gonna take our dog and go to bed. And that's it. That's the pink diamond segment. Oh my god, I'm so relieved we got him first try. Oh, that's so good.
Well, while we have a moment here,
so yeah.
we actually have a donation.
Yes.
Do you mind if I read it off?
Yes, absolutely. Oh my god, please interrupt me anytime. I'm just talking.
I'm a little enamored by the explanations. I love hearing about all this stuff, so it's difficult for me to interrupt. But this is actually a $39 donation from commentator of the previous run, Crisp Tina. And that was $39 for the 39 Gyag damage that didn't need to happen. Best of luck, Blackheart Wings.
My goodness.
And we double checked, and they put that $39 towards an incentive we just opened at the start of this run. That is the Stardew Valley Adopt the Pet incentive, the bid war. You can choose cat or dog, and they put the $39 towards cat. So they have my heart.
Ah, yes, the only right... Like, listen, I love dogs, but the cats are just... so cute. So I support that choice.
I'm so glad I'm in good company. I didn't want to say it, but also, yes, this is the correct answer.
Yeah. Like, dogs are nice, but especially the ones in Stardew Valley. I think the cats are just so adorable. So I'm just, I sold the diamonds in the shipping bin. So now I have like 20,000 gold with which I can like buy some stuff. But what I'm doing here basically is I'm just going to bed to wait for spring 14th, which is a Saturday. And you might wonder why I go to bed with the dog. It's actually very important to take the dog to bed with you, which is why this game is like the absolute best speed game ever, because you're required to take your pet into your bed. But so the game is calculating the next morning, and it will calculate the steps the pet took, and also all the animals when you have them are taking. So if once you have a big farm, the loading times are gonna get real bad. Because it's like the game is calculating those steps, so you're actually saving yourself like 3-4 seconds every time you go to sleep by just taking the dog with you, so the game doesn't have to calc that, which is super fun. And now we just watch TV shopping. Every Saturday in this game you will be able to watch some TV shopping. And that's super necessary because we will have to buy a lot of items in order to get the double bed later on. So for marriage in Harvest Moon, I almost said Stardew Valley, there's a couple of things that are required, and it's very, very similar to Stardew, so you might see why Stardew is like, you know, so inspired by this game as well. Like, there's a lot of small little parallels, but one is certainly, you know, you have to have the right heart level. Then you have to have seen all the heart cutscenes, so those are like little events that happen with the Bachelorette at certain times in certain places, and if you don't know when and why they happen, like as a kid it was always a great surprise, but I couldn't figure out for the life of me why they were happening, and sometimes they just were not. And then you also have to have the double bed, and to get the double bed we actually have to buy all the other items that are in the TV shopping before the double bed can appear. You also need to have your house upgraded twice, which is the reason why we're gonna need so much money later on. So now we just ordered the mirror. So you basically watch TV shopping, then you go to the inn, you make the call with the landline to order the item, and then a couple of days later you're gonna get the item. So super old school, but I really love it. It's so charming. And you can also only always order one item at a time. So you will have to make sure you basically receive the other item. I'm just too lazy to run back, so we're just porting back. And then we got our basket, we got the backpack, and now we can just go to bed. So yeah, the porting is pretty much working the same way as, like, you know, glitching down the stairs. It's like, you know, about to enter the other room or like another area, and then just pressing start at the same time or like at the right timing. And then it will basically load up the new zone already, and it will stay loaded. So if you load up your other save file, it will actually then just move you where you would have gone in the other file. Oh yeah, by the way, I need to actually hard reset here. I almost forgot. So this is one of the things that we do as well. And this is something that Desert Penguin found out. Shout out to Desert, who was my first ever, I guess, mentor in this game. He would explain everything to me. So the reason we hard reset on the 17th before we go to bed is because here also for the horse race, we're trying to land in a certain frame range. And by just restarting the game, by like hard resetting or soft resetting, we're basically resetting that to 0, and then we just button mash through, and then we can predict the first 128 outcomes of the horse race. That doesn't mean we can manipulate it, so if we get a bad horse race, we get a bad horse race. But if we get a good one, we can we have like a sheet where I'm gonna look up the numbers and see which horse is gonna win. It's still a little tricky because, so it's only, every horse race has 3 different races, and only the first one is predictable. Like, only the first one is repeatable, because the other 2 are based on the outcome of, or like the frame outcome of the first, something weird like that. So it's basically unpredictable to do number 2 or 3, but the first one we can predict. Or we can at least like see what's gonna be the result and see if we can bet on it or not. Every horse has a multiplier. So what we do is we buy a certain amount of medals with our actual money, and then the multiplier will give us a certain amount of multiplied medals back. And with those medals, we then buy items that we can then sell for more money. That's how you make a lot of money in this game, is via horse racing. It's quite interesting. I'm also gonna save here on save 1, just in case I make a wrong bet. Or sometimes it's like a 50-50 chance between 2 horses, which is a little bit... Alright, let's see what we get. This is the moon. Oh my god, that's a good one. That is a good one. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think we're quite lucky, and I think it's number... It can be number 10 or number 19 that can win. I'm gonna bet on the 10 for now, but both can win. So we'll have to see. Hopefully 50-50. 50-50, okay. Come on, number 3, you got this. Oh, come on, number 3. Oh my god, 4 is left far behind. I think number 3 got this. Okay, yes, that is a first try horse race. Let's go. That is so much better. Okay, at ESA I had to do this like 4 or 5 times because I did not get a good horse race RNG at all. And it was so painful to just sit there and just get bad odds after bad odds. And you can only joke about it. But yeah. Well, chat, you did it. it's all thanks to you that we got perfect horse race RNG. So you did a great job.
Shout out to chat. Speaking of,
Shout out to
we
chat.
actually did get a
Yes.
$4 donation from a chat member. How do you pronounce this? I need to be told correctly. Is it Wouter?
It's Wouter.
Wouter. Well, thank you so
Yes.
much for that $4 donation. They did not attach a message, but they've been chatting a bunch. But they did assign that
you.
$4 to the cat versus dog bid war, saying that you prefer dogs over cats. So
It's just I don't know, like I love dogs, but I've always felt more drawn to cats. Maybe it's because like I'm very busy. I could not take care of a dog with the amount of like time I had to put towards a dog. So for me, a cat was always like much more realistic to have.
half,
Like they take care of themselves.
oh yeah, half of my Twitter feed is just pictures of my cat.
Oh my god, I
She's
love
a gem,
that.
and all dogs are good boys and girls, but I have a very special attachment to this little feline, so
Oh, that's so wonderful. I love that. You know, chat, I know this is your favorite thing to do, so we want to count together if you like. So put the numbers in chat if you want to. We're at 5. So we have to count to 30. This is number 6. I also accidentally bought a necklace, which was not something I wanted to do, but it's not going to be detrimental in any way. 7, I believe. I think it's 7. 8. I used to always count with chat, and I always pretended that this was the favorite part of the run that everyone loved so much. 9.
what's not to be hype about?
And it
with
was actually
counting?
always super fun. 10. 11. 12. We're actually going to 30 because that's as many items the basket can hold. 13. The basket is also a very interesting item. 14. It's basically a mini shipping bin. You can put up to 30 items in. 15. But you cannot take any out. 16. Let's go. I'm pretty sure I'm already wrong, but we'll see at the end. 17. And 18. Yes. 19. It's very easy to spot the 20. The wonderful people that I can count on in my own chat as well. In the chat. 21. It's been a while that I did this. 22. 23. Oh my goodness, we're almost there. Let's go. We love counting. 24. Counting is just good for the soul. Sometimes you just gotta count. Just count a little bit.
Good way to ground yourself.
25. Yeah. Don't hold me accountable for this. 26.
Was that an intentional pun?
Yes.
I respect the heck out of that.
27. We used to do this a lot, so I had to come up with things that would just like, you know, make chat groan. 28. Ah ah ah. 29. Ah ah ah. And I think this might have been already 30 there. We'll see now. Oh, yeah. Well, this was fun. So we're just gonna go back to work. That's okay, I'm just gonna subtract 1 later. But it's actually quite funny how delayed chat is. I still see people type 29 right now. That's very funny. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We are good to go. And we just sold everything. So now we have all the money that we could ever need to, you know, buy a lot of stuff. we blame Ella for that one. You are allowed to blame me for everything, really. Bart is my mod, so he's just legally allowed to blame me. But I guess I could blame him as well. Bata has just been spending an entire week because we were at TwitchCon together, and he was driving, and we did not. We're still talking, so I feel like it could have gone worse. Okay, we're gonna do on the 23rd. You might have seen I just checked the TV. You just have to check the TV to unlock the item that you want to shop. So you don't have to immediately go shop. But what we're doing now is we're gonna go buy the clock. And we're gonna actually start upgrading our house, which is super important because once our house is upgraded, we're gonna be able to obtain the kitchen and all the other things in the kitchen that, like all the items we can get via the teleshopping. So it's super important that we upgrade our house here with the money that we got from the brooches. By the way, every brooch is worth 2,000 gold. So essentially, we're yeah, I think quadrupling our money pretty much, which is quite nice. And now we're just waiting for the inn to open because even though people are coming out, we cannot go in yet. But we have something about that. We're gonna be able to warp in very soon, so I'm just gonna buy the clock. It's funny that it was translated here with watch. There's a lot of like small translation things in here. I'm just gonna like make a save file up here, so we're never gonna have to wait for the inn to open ever again. We're just gonna port ourselves in later. But I don't want to spoil it too much. I just love the music in this game so much too. It's such a gem. And even though now with Stardew Valley it's kind of hard to play because there's just not so many things possible than in Stardew Valley, for example. But speedrunning has given me a whole new angle to this game. And I'm really, really happy about that. Because finally it was like fun playing again. And I just love that speedrunning can do that. Do you have any old game that you have rediscovered with the speedrunning?
Oh, older games in specific. It's not like a super old game. I think it was like mid 2010s, but I really, really love the game Child of Light. And it has a very quiet speedrunning community, and I have not actually started running anything properly yet, but out of the couple perspective thoughts I've had, Child of Light continuously pops up on top because I think it is just such a beautiful game.
I really need to play that game. I have it for so long already and I never got to it. And I think, oh my god, I think now that you mention it, I think speedrunning it would be so fun as well.
It is.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm so happy to hear it. Alright, so we're buying the first house extension here. We also buy 200 wood because, so in the old runs, or like in the very old runs, wood chopping was still done by, you know, the people, like manually, at least like a little bit, because money was so tight. But now it's not a problem anymore, and now we just buy the wood that we need. And then we're just gonna go to bed. But yeah, Child of Light would be amazing. Yeah, it's actually a Yubi game. That would be fun.
It goes on sale all the time for anyone interested in trying it out, even just casually. The game is fantastic. Beautiful art style. All of the dialogue rhymes. It's super whimsical because of that, but it doesn't get like tire itself out in that aspect. And the combat is fantastic. I love their take on turn-based.
Oh my god, Izzy, I didn't know you tried speedrunning with that game. That's so awesome. Now I have to check it out.
If you ever decide to play it on stream, I will happily be there.
Oh my god, yeah, maybe I have to.
Do you find yourself more drawn to the older games like from your childhood, or just a mix of games when it comes to speedrunning?
Absolutely. I feel myself drawn to childhood favorites, really. I feel like they always give me so much nostalgia, but I always find myself quite, disappointed. Sorry, I just got distracted. Quite disappointed that they don't, like, feel the same anymore. When I, try to play them. But I feel like with speedrunning, it just gives it a whole new twist. So I also feel like I have this natural curiosity of like how the games work, and especially I feel like older games are so interesting to figure out how, like, partially like janky they are in like a good way, in like a funny way.
Oh, absolutely.
So absolutely, for sure. I have like my favorite Zelda games are, well, apart from the Link's Awakening DX, is actually the Oracle of Ages and Seasons games, because I used to have that on my Game Boy Color, and I really, really want to learn how to speedrun them because I think they're quite underrated. So I feel like if I would learn to speedrun them, that would like make me rediscover my love for them as well.
I think the Oracle games, along with Twilight Princess, are the only Zelda games I've never actually played, but I've heard so many good things about the Oracle games, and my Game Boy Color, like 2 decades plus later, is still going quite strong, so I probably could.
Mine too! That's awesome. They also were on the 3DS eShop. RIP the eShop.
Love it.
But I think there's a good chance that we're gonna get them on the Switch emulator as well. I know that Link's Awakening is already a thing.
It is, and it's a fantastic
So that's super
one.
cool. Yeah. That was my first ever Zelda, actually, and I think that's why I have this love for, like, especially the Game Boy Color style, because it just has so much comfort for me.
Game Boy Color was my first console/handheld overall, and I still have the majority of my library from it. It's down with me after I've moved away from home, and I love it to death. My first thought generally is, what kind of game can I add to this library that I missed when I was a kid? The first game I ever paid for with my own money was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that was for the original Game Boy specifically, and I was super excited because I saved up allowance for weeks to get it, and then I beat it in the car an hour later.
Oh my god! That is so cool though. I love that you remember that, because I remember too, the first game I ever bought from my own money was Pokemon Sapphire. Ooh, actually.
Fantastic choice. Okay, important question based off that. What is your favorite starter of that generation?
I'm a Mudkip stan.
Let's go!
I will never, like, it's just the cutest. Like, I get why Torchic and Trico are also very, how to say that? Very popular, but no, Mudkip is amazing. I just love Mudkip so much.
I would give many hugs to a Mudkip.
Oh, me too. It just deserves all the pets. So summer right now is pretty uninteresting. Like, it's not very interesting what we're doing. What we're doing here is we're actually saving the game every Thursday, because as you can maybe hear a little bit, that storm sound is when the game... There's like a 5% chance in the summer that you're gonna get a storm, and on a storm day, you cannot watch TV, so we would miss an entire week of TV shopping. That's actually quite important to keep the order of it. Oh my god, there's another one. Another storm. So we cannot actually check the TV, but we did save on Thursday because the weather is always determined the day before. So we save on Thursday, check the weather on Friday, and if it's stormy, then we will just reset to Thursday and try again. So right now we're just gonna go get the refrigerator, and after receiving the refrigerator, we can actually now buy the kitchen in the TV shopping. Like sometimes you need to have received a certain item already in order to get the next one, and I think the refrigerator and the kitchen are like the only ones where I have to actually clear the item first, like I have to receive it from Zach. And then I can only get like the next item in the queue from the TV shopping. So this is just me with my dog. I don't actually need to, you know, just put down my dog. I can do everything in this sequence with the dog, and that obviously saves me some time because I don't have to look for it and put it, you know, put it over my head again to go to bed to save that saving time. So I'm just making these phone calls with my little dog, and I think that's great. The dog is just emotionally supporting me, making phone calls. Oh my god, there's so many storms in this summer. I think there's been 3 already. That's a lot. Like usually you see 1, maybe 2. And you just want to make sure it doesn't happen on a Saturday, which is why you save on the Thursdays. But it usually we're good. It's been very rare that I had to reset in a summer. In winter it happens more often. I think in winter the chance for a snowstorm is much higher than for like a summer storm. I think it might be like 10%, so like double the chance. And it's also really funny because in this run, as you might see, we're not really actively working on getting married, right? That's kind of weird. It's really funny, but I think my commentators at the time, we have timed it at ESA how many minutes I spent like romancing. And I think it's only like 10 minutes or so at the end. So this is all set up basically. Just getting the house upgraded and getting the double bed and yeah, getting all the money that I need. All right. Oh yeah, now I need to actually receive the kitchen. Oh, yes. So this is Barley, he's just like giving us some information about like a festival tomorrow, and then there's Zach who is actually giving us our item. And then we are gonna go check the TV again. This is pretty rinse and repeat. We're gonna get the oven. We're just saving, then we're gonna go back to the inn. We're gonna go do our little warp technique here so we can enter the inn at 6 AM and don't have to wait for it to open at 8 AM. Now we're just ordering the oven and running back. And yeah, it's pretty much the same until mid-fall. And mid-fall is when we're gonna do the second horse race. And we're also gonna do something that we call the 6 AM setup. And that is probably the most important and the most significant change of these runs. So you gotta imagine I started running this, and Mary's run was, I think, 3 hours. And that was already fast. I think it took over 3 hours to marry Mary because her birthday is so late in the year. It's like the latest one. It's on winter 20th. And it took really long to get there. And it was also like really hard to get access. So the length of the runs were pretty much determined how long it took in the morning to wait until you could encounter them. And Mary is only leaving her house at 10 AM, which is super late. Like Potpourri, for example, you can get at 7 AM or so. And even 6 AM later on when you have a better relationship with her. So Potpourri was one of the fastest runs. And now we're just gonna save again on the Thursday. And now all the runs are pretty even except for Karen. Karen is actually a bit faster. Mainly because her setup is just so nicely. Because her birthday is very close after the second horse race. So the closer the birthday is to the second horse race, the better. Oh. Should have checked the weather, but I hope we're gonna be fine. I'm not used to talking and and doing things anymore. Okay, the seasoning set, nice. So I think there's 7 or 8 items for the kitchen that we all have to buy before we can get the big bed. This is like the second one. So we just got the oven, now we're gonna get the seasoning set. And they're quite expensive actually. So the kitchen was like 4,000 gold and the seasoning set is like 2,500. Which is wild. That must be an expensive seasoning set. Probably some gold in there or something. Some saffron.
For the most gourmet
I don't know.
of chefs.
Yeah, gourmet. The seasoning set is gonna like save all the food you'll ever make. But yeah, it's like more than half of the kitchen. Just wild. But money has a very funny proportion in this game anyway, so I wouldn't translate it into anything meaningful. But summer is over now, so we don't have to save on Thursdays anymore, which is nice because I'm always so scared of forgetting and then actually getting a storm and then I'm like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Well, it's recoverable. Like, it's not bad, but it's definitely adding some time to the end. So it's much easier to just do the reset. And it's our last day of summer. We didn't even do much. Like, we're just shopping. We're just betting and shopping. Not a good role model that we're being right.
It's ideal for some people.
Yeah, no, listen, I love me a good retail therapy, but I feel like especially in Harvest Moon you would expect to do some farm work or maybe like interact with some animals, which is all things that we're doing a little bit of farm work, but not much.
You are interacting with animals though, you're getting some nice puppy cuddles.
That is very true. We're getting the puppy cuddles. That's right. I guess not with livestock, but the pets are definitely there. And if you look, the dog is actually now an adult. Like, he's not a puppy anymore.
They grow up so
And that's
fast.
exactly the reason why Potpourri has a red flag for me in this game. Like, Potpourri is one of the bachelorettes, and if you show her the puppy, she's like excited, and if you show her the dog, she's gonna hate it. And I'm like, why? She's like one of those people that would only want a puppy but not the dog. So I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest.
It's definitely a red flag.
Definitely a red flag. I think so too. Even though she's like working on the chicken farm, so she's like closer to the animals than anyone else, any of the other bachelorettes. So it's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, hey, we actually just got 2 donations in if I have a moment to read them out.
Oh, yes, please.
Alrighty, this first one is a $5 donation from fellow host, producer, behind the scenes, wonderful human being, a tea tree. And this is going to be interesting. Come on, chat. I know you want Zelo and Haru to pump you up. What do you mean that joke doesn't land if you don't know late night 1980s Saturday Night Live? I don't know late 1980s Saturday Night Live, so that didn't land with me, but the job is done. Alrighty, we also have a $100 donation here from Zokubun, also fantastic human working behind the scenes for this marathon. Their message said, I am in love with Ella co-oping this run with the dog, even to bed. So I'm putting all of this to that Pump It Up co-op showcase less than 3. Thank you both so much for those.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for the donations. That's amazing. I really appreciate it. Please keep it up. Keep it up. Just show some love for the dog that we take to bed every night.
if you have any animals at home, pet them in this dog's loving honor. That's what I'm gonna say. Make sure you appreciate the animals you got.
Yes, the big animal appreciation run. So today we're actually gonna do stuff, which is very interesting because we haven't done anything in a while. Except for shopping, of course. So we're actually just clearing this area here of debris. We all know it from Stardew Valley, but definitely a bit more clunky here. And I'm just gonna like get rid of these stones here in the pond. And I'm gonna actually do a little bit of farming here because so every bachelorette has a favorite gift, right? As they do. And Mary happens to have as a favorite vegetable juice, which, you know, we're not gonna judge it because it sounds very healthy, right? So we need to grow some vegetables in order to make some vegetable juice. Oh, actually, I forgot the honey, but it's okay. I can just buy some flour. So what we're doing now is we're gonna do some farming, but we don't want to do the farm work because that just takes time, right? So today happens to be a great day because it's one of the Harvest Sprites' birthdays. And the Harvest Sprites are these little sprites that live... They're like part of the Harvest Moon world. And in this game, they also appear. And they live behind the church. We're just buying some carrot seeds for the carrots. The safety carrots. And I'm also gonna buy some flour. Just one. They happen to like flour for some reason, the Harvest Sprites. So usually I take some honey from my tree, but I just forgot. So we just get the flour. And it's Hoggy's birthday, which is our, which is the yellow one. And we're just gonna gift him. And now he loves us. And now he's actually gonna be ready to help us watering. And we're gonna employ him for 1 week. So he's gonna water our plants for us for a week, which is great because now we don't have to water any carrots at all, which is fantastic. And we're just gonna go plant the carrots and hope for the best. I think it should totally work out with the growth time, like it just works out perfectly. Carrots are the best to grow. So for vegetable juice, you can take different types of vegetables, but they're all very... Like, carrots are just the best. And trust me, I have been experimenting with which are the best. Did I buy the pan? I think I did. I hope I did. I think I did. Okay, I'm just gonna go. I'm sure I did. And now every day the little Harvest Sprite is just gonna water. And I can just go to bed. While Hoggy is doing the work for us for a week, which is amazing. And now we're just gonna wait. So horse races are every spring and every fall on the 18th. So the second horse race is upon us, and you guessed it, we need more money in order to afford everything that we need. So we're doing a very similar thing. We're also gonna go bet some money again. We're not gonna need as many medals as we need in the first one, so generally it's much less RNG heavy. Just because we have more money to bet and we need less medals. So there's never been like a race where I've been like in a pickle or something. But I will still save. Like I always save before I go to bed, before the horse race, just in case, you know, just in case something is coming up. Because that is very hard to recover from, like just getting the money that we need. Okay, we did order the pan, I'm glad. And as you can see here, the carrots are already growing. Hoggy's doing a great job. And then we're just gonna go to bed again. We're clearing Zach the day before because then we can actually dodge the mayor. Because otherwise we would have to clear the mayor before Zach, and that's just saving us a little time to do only one dialogue instead of two. And then we just go warp into the inn again. And we're gonna go make the call. Hello, yes, this is dog. This is doggo. Yes. A dog does need a pot to put his snoot into, I guess. I would imagine that is the scientifically correct answer. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna save again here. And then we're just gonna go to bed. Once again. With the cute doggo. Okay. And it's horse race day number 2. Okay. The dog has to stay home for the day because we're gonna need the basket. Oh, and look, our carrots are done. Amazing. Good job, Hoggy. So proud of you. I'm just gonna check that that everything here is empty. But now we're just waiting until 10 AM. This is usually a good short pee break on stream. Where you just wait for the horse race to start. And I'm just gonna save right before it starts as well, just in case I have to go back and place another bet or place differently. Because the first horse race is gonna be the same, so you can actually have a peek at the winner. And if the horse is not winning that you bet on, you can just reset to right before the horse race starts, like here. And then you go back in, and then you just pretend like you're here for the first time and you've never seen this before. But yeah. It's a good day for a horse race.
Very eventful morning.
Wait, chat, are you gonna be ready to count with me later on again, please?
Can we count to 30 again?
Yeah, I think 25 is fine, but in a marathon I generally go until 30 again. I don't think even you need 25. From what I remember, I think you need like 22 or so, but in a marathon I'm not gonna risk it. Alrighty, let's see. Counting! I'm counting on you, chat. Okay, let's see. Let's see, we don't need much. That actually might be enough. So if number 3 is winning, we're totally fine. Reset. Oh no. Number 3. Number 1. Number 1 never wins. That's so weird. Oh, number 3. You're letting me down right now. Number 1. Okay. I'm gonna have to just reset this real quick and pretend like this never happened. But that's generally the reality for horse race 2. So ideally, you get enough medals in the first horse race so you don't even have to bet at the second anymore. Which, well, unfortunately, we have a little bit too little, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, no, actually. Do we have enough? 430. Yeah, we do have enough. I don't think we need to bet at all anymore. Okay, I think we can just begin the race then. Let me just do the math. What's 18 times 25? Or 18 times 30? That's like 400 and... No, that's 540.
Yep, 540.
Okay. And what's times 25? 18 times 25?
Oh boy. Brain do math, please.
450? I think we're gonna be okay. But now I'm not sure anymore. No, I think I'm gonna be fine. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. If I fail the run due to my non-existing math skills, then... No, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be fine. How much do we need? We have 30k. We only need like 40k, which is 20 medals. So 25 is already an overkill. Yeah, I'm pretty certain. There's some more money intense runs. Like for example, Anne's run is pretty intense on money. Because you're also gonna have to spend 10,000 on cookies. Don't ask.
I would do that.
Actually, I love that run for the fact that you're just spending 10,000 gold on cookies in the inn. Because basically what you're doing is there's mechanics in this game for every bachelorette to increase their heart level to you by doing a certain thing. And some of those things are more accessible than others. So Anne's secret mechanic is when you buy 10 meals at the inn, you get a 2,000 heart increase, which is wild. So you're just doing that because it's so fast and so reliable. Well, it's not super fast, like you still have to buy every item. Like every just here, you have to just select a single item, so you still have to do that 50 times, but it's still quite fast. I think I did the math on what's fast, and I think I found like a middle way of doing like a hybrid between buying cookies and then like giving one additional gift or something that has like the best odds of you know, giving you the heart level you need with the least risk, because there's also a drop-off risk. It's the same in Stardew Valley, but here it's like a chance that you have every day. I think it's a 10% chance or so. So it's not like something you can necessarily... you can only estimate it. And back then, the affection, when we still had to gift every single day, it was calculated quite tightly, because obviously going out every day and giving a bachelorette a gift was quite time consuming. So we would calculate with like whatever is necessary, right? And that often led to the fact that you couldn't finish the run because at the end you were just missing like you had just had more drop off than anticipated. I hope I did the math correctly. I really hope so. I'm not sure. But also I had an extra brooch in the first... thing. In the first race. Oh my god, yeah. I can't words when I'm like... navigating. I'm like, am I on the right item? No, it's gonna be fine. I hope. Hi RCJ, welcome in. Ugh. It was good to meet you at TwitchCon. Okay, we're just gonna... I think I'm now too short for another brooch, which is super tragic, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go buy something else and just sell it. Like a diamond, maybe. Even though I think a diamond is worth like nothing, but let's just hope I have enough money. Okay. Alrighty, so we're not gonna go to bed immediately. We're just gonna go harvest our carrots, and what we're doing now is probably the most important thing in the game, and probably also the hardest trick in the game, if there's such a thing. It is called the 6 a.m. setup, and it's not the setup that is hard, it's the trick that is hard. So it's a frame perfect technique that very much is the same as we saw earlier. Like, we're doing the save file. Basically, we're doing one thing in the first save file and loading up the other save file, and then it happens in the other save file. But we're doing this now with the new day starting. And you gotta be frame perfect in order to get that right. So basically, on the birthday of a bachelorette... So before all this was like usable, right? We used to go out every day and gift the bachelorette of our dreams, which, you know, made the runs really long, like 2.5 hours at the very minimum. And we used to go out and give them gifts every day because you can only give a bachelorette a gift once a day. You can give them more, but it's not going to count. So what we're doing now, because on the birthday, every gift gets a 5 multiplier. And with this trick here of basically making the game think a new day started, even though it hasn't, that's how we are gonna trick the game into thinking there's a new day. So the variable of already gifted the bachelorette is kind of reset, so we can gift her again. But it's still going to be the same day, so it's still going to be the birthday, and we're still going to get the multiplier. So to put this into perspective, we used to gift, I think, at the very least 60 gifts to the bachelorettes for a marriage run. Like 60 days where we go out and give them a gift, including the birthday, of course. We reduced that to like 10 gifts now because of the multiplier. So, like the birthday resets. So now we basically just go out on their birthday. We're just resetting the day after we give them the gift. And gonna be able to give them multiple times. To make that happen, I'm setting up the 6 a.m. file right now. So unlike in Stardew Valley, this game just goes all the way through. You don't have to go to bed, but obviously your energy level is gonna be depleted at some point, so you will have to go to bed. But when it's 5:50, the new day basically starts and you will be ported back into your house wherever you are. And we're basically utilizing that warp that is happening just at the right frame. And we're pressing start and we're loading up the other file. And we're being ported back into the house on the other file with a new day starting. But that requires us to set up a save at the exact right time. Which we're doing now. And I'm gonna hold this little piece of wheat because the player has like an animation where he goes to sleep and it takes him a couple of frames to wake up. And it happened to me before that the player or like the character would go to sleep at just the wrong time. And I would miss the window of saving, and I just had to do it all again. And you're losing like, I don't know, 10 minutes here at the very least. So it's pretty important to just get this right. Ugh, hopefully it will. But I'm very excited to show this off because I think this is so fascinating to me. How far they've been pushing these reset and saving manipulation tricks. And it was also Mr. Steal Your Gill who made this trick usable. So he found like a setup where you could like at least get like a little bit of an estimate on when you would hit the right frame. Because that was the issue before, like we knew about the trick, but we couldn't find out a way to make it consistent. And this is how it works pretty well. So it's 4:20 right now. Maybe we can get a 4:20 train, or like a 5 a.m. train. That would be great.
I hate hearing 5 a.m. in
Or
a video
even
game because that's when I have to be at work.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that is quite early. What I'm doing now is I'm gonna make a little safety save already. Because I'm just so scared of missing this window, just so I can reset in case I have to here at 5:10. And then I'm just gonna have to start counting the ticks. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now I make the save, and I save on both files just to be sure. And now the next day is starting, so a lot of action for very little. And now we're just gonna go to bed again. So now we have our save file ready. That means we cannot warp into the inn anymore because now our like warp file is occupied by the 6 a.m. file. And it's just so important to do this after the horse race because after the horse race, you're gonna be home at 6 p.m. That's the latest you'll ever see in this game. Like, otherwise we always just go to bed again at 8 a.m., right? So it would be a lot of waiting time in between. So doing this after the horse race is the best, and it's like saves you the most time. Because it takes, I think, 5 minutes already to just go from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. But yeah, now we're just gonna grab the rest of the items that we need from the teleshopping. It's almost the end of autumn as well. We got our carrots, which are important for the vegetable juice we're gonna make for Mary. The pup head, yes! You know what I also think is so funny is that the puppy actually does not move when we are moving. So the puppy will never look into a different direction. And once you start concentrating on it, I think that's just so funny. Like, I can just run into every direction and the puppy will just not move.
He's comfy.
And I think that's just so dorky. I love it. But yeah, I will now I can't warp into the inn anymore, but it's a small trade-off for the time we're gonna save later on. So now we just have to wait a minute. So it's like 50 seconds. Every minute is, I think, 25 seconds. And then times 2 for the clock to hit 8 a.m. so I can enter the inn and I can make my call to the teleshopping.
Well, while we have a moment, do you mind if I say hello to our raiders?
Please! Oh my goodness, hello Raiders!
Thank you so much, Lady Arcaders, for raiding us. That's fantastic, and I see so many names I recognize. You love to see that. If you are just tuning in for the first time, this is Blackheart's Boston Fund. It's a mutual aid fundraiser that is specifically to help wonderful friend of the Frame Fatale, Stardew Valley, and overall speed running communities, Blackheart Wings. They're going through a major life change. We want to make sure they can safely get to Boston. And if you are interested in helping out with that, you can do a lot with your donation besides changing a life. You can also influence what remains of the marathon for the rest of today. Currently, we do have 2 incentives open and a third that's a milestone. You can donate towards the Pump It Up XX 20th Anniversary Edition bonus co-op songs. We need $500 for that. We're at $125 total. There's also a bid war for Stardew Valley, the final game of our marathon here. You can choose cat versus dog. The correct answer, which is cat, is currently in the lead. And then also, there is a $4,000 milestone incentive we've opened for an additional bonus seeded crafts room run of Stardew Valley just after the other Stardew Valley run by Blackheart Wings. So if you can help get us towards $4,000 total, you can absolutely help us unlock more of a great marathon. Even just tuning in or sharing the marathon is a great way to help us change or safely get Gabby to Boston. So thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you. That was so great. You're doing such a great job.
I don't expect to be complimented by the runner. Like, I'm flattered, and how do I respond to this? Because you're the great one? Because you're here running for this marathon? Like, thank you.
I wish I wish I would have had a little bit more time to prepare more of a structured explanation of the run. It's been a while that I ran it and I just came back on Friday from Paris. So this afternoon was the first time I've ran it in a very long time. So it's very interesting to remember everything. But I'm having a good time and I hope you do too. I just love this game very much and I think it's such a great first speed game to get into because even though the tech is a little bit intimidating, the runs also can be ran completely without glitches. So you can also just go without any frame perfects, without any save game manips, no setups, just easy going. Obviously the run is going to take a little bit longer, but it's super fun to just... Like, I remember the feeling of completing the speedrun for the first time ever, and I think I did a potpourri run, and it took me 4.5 hours or something, and I was just like, oh my god, I did that. It was just the best feeling ever.
It's a fantastic way to come out of that. Probably not. Do you have any even ballpark estimate of how many hours you've poured into this game learning all the speedruns?
Oh my goodness. So into this particular game, it's really hard to say. Also, I'm gonna say I started with this run taking like 2.5 to 3 hours at, that was just a normal estimate. And now it's like an hour faster due to all the tech that we found in the time that I've been active within the community. That is a very good question. Certainly, everyone takes like, I don't know, maybe 75 plus? Which doesn't actually sound too bad. That actually does not sound too bad.
That's a lot lower than I was expecting, honestly.
Yeah. The thing is, like, the different Bachelorette runs, or like when you can do one, you can do all of them. Because what differs is just like different like days, which is why I have my notes up. But they're very similar in like strategy. But I'm pretty sure like between 75 and 100, I'm pretty sure. And I mean, it's a small community, right? So it's not like there's not a lot of, I think at the moment I'm not sure if there's any active runner, but it is such a great game to learn. And I just came into the community without an active runner, and I just learned it, and people were so helpful even though they didn't actively run it. That it was still very fun. And then people started to come back because, I was active, and that's probably still one of my biggest accomplishments is when Nick said, who was like, finding all those tricks and stuff, he said that he came back because he saw me running the game, and that motivated him to run again as well. And I think that's great.
That is a very
I just
sweet
love that.
thing to tell someone.
Right?
That is incredibly encouraging.
It's just the sweetest people. Just the sweetest people in that community. So I think overall my start into speedrunning was very pleasant because of that. So if you want to run Harvest Moon, I'll give you all my notes. Just DM me. I should actually upload them on speedrun.com. But I'm very fond of this game, and I highly recommend. We're just waiting for the inn to open up again. It's winter now, as you can see. I love the snow, actually, in this game. I think it looks so pretty. I think winter just always had something very magical in Harvest Moon. Even though what I missed in this game was that you couldn't actually grow any crops, and in Harvest Moon 2 you could actually grow winter crops. I know in Starter you can't do it either, but in Harvest Moon 2 and in a bunch of other Harvest Moon games you could actually grow winter crops, and I think that's so cool. I just feel like that's one thing that I miss in the farming games, even though of course then you will find time to do other things, right? You can go into the mines or work on your villager relationships that you've been heavily neglecting throughout the year.
Oh, you can't at me like that.
But no, I'm the same. But I do miss I think I just miss that feeling because it just, I think as a child I found it very fascinating. And it's actually true. The crops that they featured were all winter crops. Like, they grow in winter. And they're very like they're very much withstanding and resisting the frosty temperatures, which I find that very fascinating about plants in general. They're quite resilient.
I love winter. Like, I'm a big winter person.
Yeah.
I don't
that's so
get
nice.
to experience it anymore where I live, which sucks, but in a similar vein, I'm starting to get into being a plant dad, so I'm learning a lot, and plants are just a really beautiful thing to have around. They really liven up the space, and They can fight through some very interesting odds, I've learned. I have this nice desert rose that when it blooms, it is beautiful pink. I love it.
Oh, that's so great. I love that. I wish I should get into plants more. I feel like I often have like this I guess misconception that I'm just not good with plants, but I think I just didn't have like time to dedicate towards it yet. And I think that's what that really makes a difference, is I really taking the time to look into how to care for different plants and not just like, I don't know, like a blanket solution or something for all different plants, right?
There's a lot of great plants you can find that are super low maintenance, but aren't like as simple as like succulents. Succulents are great, but personally for me, I was like, everybody does succulents. I want something that's low maintenance, but I want something that I still have to put some thought into because that's how I'm gonna learn. So that's how I found like aloe veras are surprisingly easy, honestly. Goodness, I have a sansevieria that I just started working with, and then I planted some sunflowers a couple weeks ago that I'm super excited to see start growing. It's a good hobby to get into.
I love that. As you could just see, I got the double storm, which is super annoying because I got the Friday storm, so I can't check the weather because the TV doesn't work on a storm day. So I just had to load up because the 20th is Mary's birthday, so we actually saved 2 days before to get a sunny day. Perfect. Okay, we got the sunny day. That's amazing. And now we're gonna go start making... We're gonna start making some veggie juice. So just mixer and carrot, and I'm not sure why the juice is always green even though we're using carrots, but you know what? We're not gonna question it. There's also green carrots as far as I know. Like there's carrots in all colors. So maybe they just transform or something, I don't know. So we're just gonna make 9 veggie juices that we're gonna wrap up, and since vegetable juice is very, very popular with Mary, we're not gonna need many to win her heart. So basically we're getting married with vegetable juice.
It's the simple things in life.
It's the simple things, honestly.
I mean, it's the fact that you went out of your way to make something they really appreciate. That's a sweet symbol.
Exactly. Honestly, if someone grew carrots and made me, or like grew something and made me something with it, I would probably cry. Like I would break down and cry because that's like, that sounds so nice. If someone would just like, you know, go all the way, like growing it yourself and then processing it yourself and then wrapping it up, and I think that's very beautiful.
Going out of their way to get a harvest sprite to grow it for them. It's a very sweet thing.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. Yeah. No, I haven't seen it this way before, but you're right. This is very nice. Even though I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it was store-bought or like done myself. But with the consumables in this game, you can actually not buy them. You will consume them on the spot, so you cannot actually buy things that you keep in your inventory, which is very interesting. So now with our veggie juice, we are gonna go... actually, let me check the backpack real quick. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have anything else in my backpack that would take up space, but I am pretty sure I threw all the stones away from earlier. So today is Mary's birthday, it's the 20th, and that's why today we're gonna start our gifting spree. So our birthday gift reset. By far, this made me very nervous in the ESA run when I did this at like an in-person marathon, and it still went worse than I thought, and I think I know why. I think it's because the monitor had a different refresh rate, and therefore I feel like my frame perfects just felt very different than on my screen at home. So it was kind of weird. There's some tech things underneath that I've researched and I already forgot about that kind of confirmed this theory. So what we're doing here in the supermarket is we're gonna gift wrap, and when we wrap a gift before we gift it, we're gonna get a 25% multiplier. So usually we would get 800 points, like 800 friendship points for a vegetable juice because it is a favorite gift. So it's like by far the best. I think then there's love gift. Love gifts are 500, so just to illustrate the difference. And with the 25% multiplier, that adds up to 1,000 points. And then with the times 5 birthday multiplier, you're suddenly getting 5,000 points per gift. And overall, we're trying to get over 60,000. And for everyone doing math, which is why would you, we're also going to get some extra points later on for the heart events as well. So that's something we will take into account too, that we're going to get. So overall, we have to give her 10 gifts for, I guess, around 50k. Here we go. There's Mary. And we also talk to her because that gives us some extra points. And now, fingers crossed. Oh my god, that was a first try. Goodness, okay, so... I know that was very fast. Oh my god, why do we get a storm every time? Okay, when there's a storm I can't reach the house, so I'm gonna have to do this again. Alright, and basically you can see it's still the 20th. And it's still 10 AM, but basically the game will still think that a new day started. You see the weather is different. Earlier we even had a storm. That can happen, which is a little bit unfortunate because we basically just have to do another reset. And now we're just gonna go into the library. It's important that we have a gift over our head in order to not trigger the heart event yet. And then we're just gonna gift her and talk to her, and then we're just gonna load up our 6 AM file again. So I missed the window here. So we're just gonna load up again. Ah. Yeah. I really hope I'm not gonna take too long. But sometimes it just proves to be a little... It's it just takes a couple of tries just because it's really like on the frame. Oh, okay. No, I can do this. Quick, distract them.
Alrighty, then I have a $20 donation here from Juho that says, long-time viewer, first-time donator, good luck to the remaining runners of the marathon as we get to the final push of it. Thank you so much for that $20 donation. I always love the long-time viewer, first-time donator meme.
Yeah, I know.
I can't escape it.
It's so funny. I should do one with greetings from Germany.
Ooh, and?
That always gets me.
Greetings from
Because
France.
I'm actually from Germany. It's so funny.
Oh, there you go. Actually, speaking of, I just got confirmation that $20 donation, they said runner's choice. Would you have any specific incentive or bid war you'd like to put that towards?
Yes, please put it. The one was, I think the cat, right?
So there is the Cat vs. Dog, Adoptable, and Stardew Valley bid war, and then there is the Pump It Up 20th Anniversary Co-op Songs incentive as well.
I'm gonna put it towards the cat.
Heck yeah, $20
bid
towards
war.
the cat.
Let's go.
There's a $55 difference between adopting the cat and the dog right now. So thank you all very much for that.
Oh.
You're doing wonderfully. Keep it up.
Alright, so now it takes me a few tries. I feel like I'm definitely out of practice, but you just gotta bear with me here. Getting those frame perfects back to back. What I'm doing here now is I'm actually gonna go to GOTS to get my house upgraded. Because the cool part is that obviously the game will think... wait, let me just count real quick. 4, 5, 6, 7... I'm not buying too much because that would be devastating. And the next house extension, which is quite expensive. So basically, the game is going to think a new day starts, so that also will lead to the fact that once we start upgrading our house now, we're going to have it done after the next couple of resets because, you know, a day is passing, so our house upgrade is actually also going to happen on the 20th, which is very funny. And now we're just going to go keep on gifting Mary. I think this is gift number 4. So that's the only important thing we have to think about here is to get the GOTS upgrade because he's actually closing his shop at a very weird time. Like, he's not closing at 4 p.m. I think he was closing at like 1 or so. And I once forgot it and I couldn't upgrade the house and that totally messed up the run quite significantly. So in order to tell whether you landed on the right frame, you will hear the music playing when you press the start button. So when the music of the next day is playing, and you can hear it, but your start is up, like the start menu is up, then you got it. And you can say load up the other file and yeah, basically proceed with the next gift. You also see the heart color go up here. We're already at blue. So here you hear the music, so I got it, which is super nice. Oof. So these take by far the most practice. And at first I was like resetting, like I think I got it like once every 20, 25 times. It was really annoying. But after a while you just kind of like learn the timing. And I'm still not perfect at it. But it definitely has... Like, I'm definitely faster than I was when I started with these. Oh, we got another one. Nice. Perfect. Oh, and another storm. Also, you might notice that I always turn my face down, and that is because those save file manips are only working when I'm actually facing in the same direction than in the other file. So I always have to save myself in the position that I'm in. Okay, here we go. Got it. Alright, nice. Thank you, game. I think we have a few more. But not much. And then we're also gonna trigger 2 cutscenes today still, once we're done with the gifting. So we're watching the first 2 heart events. They are triggerable until 4 p.m, but usually we're not even getting there. Like, it's usually around 3 p.m. when we end this day. Or at least the gifting part. Oh, amazing. I'm actually really happy. Like, I know I had one earlier where I just was resetting a bunch of times. You can see now my house is upgraded. We have more space here now. So that happened. So you really see that the game thinks the game is progressing even though it's still the same day. It's so funky, I feel like. It's just such a fun exploit to trick the game this way. There's also a couple of like bad side effects, like for example if you have animals, they will die.
Whoa.
Because yeah, I know. So I did some chicken experiments. No chickens were harmed in my stream. But what I wanted to figure out is if I could have chickens for Potpourri because she loves chickens, and if we can make her love dish, which is I think scrambled egg or something, or any dish with an egg. But that requires us to get like, you know, 6 to 8 eggs from a chicken. And every time I got the chicken, I would do these resets. Even if there's fodder, it will just get sick. Like, because I think what's happening, and I can't confirm this because I haven't looked into the code, but I'm pretty sure it's because the feeding flag is not reset. So basically the game will think a new day started. And the chicken is not able to feed. And therefore it sounds like a weird bug, like something isn't matching up right with the with what's happening in the reset mechanic. And I think that's super interesting. So that basically was pretty tough because we always wanted to have, and with we I say the community always wanted to have a run where we would actually utilize an animal, but it's just not possible with the way we do these resets. So unfortunately that's just not a thing. So I make one more juice. I don't have to wrap this one, but this is basically the safety juice. To make sure, yeah, in case we have some bad RNG with the drop-off. This is something that we might not do in the marathon route. Okay, and now her heart is orange, and what we're doing now is we're just gonna enter here. And we're gonna trigger the first heart event. Now that we're not holding an item over our head anymore, it's actually going ahead with a heart event. So it will never trigger when you hold something. Which is super important in some other runs because sometimes you don't want to trigger a heart event of another person, for example, but I need to go into the supermarket and buy something, but I can't go there without triggering Karen's heart event or something. I will just take something with me and hold it over my head, and then I can basically escape that.
Yeah, I don't know how much I'd want.
So now we're helping Mary.
Feel very close to somebody holding juice over their head as well. That'd be a bit strange.
I know. Honestly, I wouldn't want to talk to them either. It just sounds like they're busy. It's like having your headphones in it, right?
Yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
So here it's just you hold something over your head.
Please do not perceive me.
I did gift her the veggie juice. Okay, good. Alrighty, and now what we're doing is we're just gonna create another save file here in the inn. This is only very minimally saving time, but now I don't need the 6 AM file anymore, so I can make myself another warp file here. And then we're just gonna go home. We had a very long day. A long day of vegetable juice gifting.
If you had, let's say, a similar situation, somebody had to gift you something and it would make your appreciation, in like a video game sense, it would make your appreciation of love go up. Do you have any idea what those items or item would be?
Oh my god. That is a very good question. Anything with peanut butter goes.
Ooh. Big fan.
Okay, I'm actually lucky I forgot to save. Oh my god, that would have been not great, but we're gonna. Yeah, no. Usually you save because it's the Thursday. Like her birthday is the Thursday you're saving on, so it's super easy to forget it. But here now we have the large bed, which is amazing. So now we can warp into the inn. And buy the big bed, which is super cool. So there's something about, so after you got all the kitchen items and after you got the third house upgrade, there's 2 items you can still get. One is the carpet and one is the bed. And never ask a Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town runner about the carpet, because they rotate in a very weird way, so that in some runs you just always get the carpet and you have to like sleep for another week in order to get the bed. So getting the bed is super important. Where's my dog? Y'all, did I lose my dog? Where's my dog? Oh no. Y'all, where's my dog? Oh no. Wait. Wait, where's the dog? Did I miss it? Did I let him out? Oh, there he is. Dog, how did you get out of there? It's cold out. Goodness gracious. Let me just get my dog back. This didn't happen. I'm a professional speedrunner.
It's an important
obviously.
part of the run.
I cannot believe the dog escaped. No, I got him. Chat, I got him. No worries. We found him.
Maybe if you gave him some vegetable juice.
I should. I have some leftover carrots. We actually call them safety carrots.
Of course, safety juice,
which
safety
sounds
carrots.
very funny, yeah. Just in case we need more, but now that we don't need the carrots anymore, I see no reason not giving those carrots to the dog. That would be fun. But yeah. We're, by the way, sleeping until spring 6. The issue here is, so the next 2 heart events are all happening on a Monday. The issue is that after her birthday, when we could actually trigger those heart events, every Monday is a holiday because the one Monday is basically the starry night, and the other Monday is the New Year's Day. So we actually cannot trigger this until spring 8th, which is super annoying. Trust me, I tried, but there's just no way around it. So we just have to sleep a bunch of times here, which, kind of chill. So if we have any more to talk about, or if there's anything, maybe chat wants to talk about the favorite vegetable juice. Is there such a thing as a favorite vegetable juice?
I'm a pretty big tomato juice person. I can't think I've...
I was about to say.
Have I ever really thought about that before? Like, actually?
I remember having to drink like carrot juice as a kid, and I hated it. I hated carrot juice, which is funny because Mary clearly loves it, but I do love tomato juice.
Tomato juice
I
is
do
fantastic.
like that.
I love everything tomato except actual tomato. I can't do actual tomato, but ketchup, tomato sauces, tomato juices, all great.
That is so funny because I literally had the same conversation with my partner today. He loves everything tomato, but the actual tomato. That is so funny.
I'm not the only one. Thank goodness.
My goodness. He's just sitting over there and like smiling, like, oh my god. That's so funny. Oh, I do love raw tomato as well.
Oh, you lost me.
But I do like everything tomato too. Just so good. So I'm just saving here real quick because we actually need a sunny day. So we can't do a rainy day. Also, we have a funny sound glitch right now. They happen very often when doing all these resets and stuff. We just get funny sound glitches in this game. Oh, it's a rainy day tomorrow. Okay, I'm glad we saved. So now we're just resetting and going to bed again. See if we get a sunny Monday. Could someone not like tomatoes? Yeah. I don't know. I do not know. But you know what? I'm not gonna judge because I don't like pineapple. And a lot of people really love pineapple.
I do not like pineapple. Can't do it.
Oh my god. Me neither. It's so yucky. It's such a yucky feeling. Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Oh my god, we got the large bed. Large bed hype. Oh. That's amazing. So all that's left for us now is triggering the last 2 heart events, getting the rest of the heart points, and then getting married. So we're closer to the end of the run. I hope we're still within estimate. I'm not sure. I hope. Oh my god, I feel like Ella and Den are bonding so much, and I'm just over here muted in live.
We love you, Happy.
Actually, I love how many things we have in common. That's great. That makes me real happy. I'm gonna look over the raw tomato part because I get it. Right?
I'm glad I get one pass.
And plants are great, and Game Boy Color games are great.
My cat
and
is
Child
great.
of Light is great.
Cat to sleep.
Actually, I work at Ubi, so
you work at
maybe...
Ubisoft? What?
Yeah, maybe I can find the devs and get some tricks or something. I don't know. Maybe they know some fun stuff about the game. That would be cool.
I would love to hear stuff from the devs specifically. That'd be awesome.
I feel motivated to find that out now. Because the only other Yui game I was ever like really wanted to speedrun was Settlers 4. Because that was a childhood favorite of mine as well. I loved the Settlers. I hope that was okay. Alright, so now that we got the blue feather. So the blue feather is basically the mermaid pendant of this game. So you show it to Bachelorette, and if you have cleared all the requirements, she's gonna marry you. She's gonna follow your proposal. If not, then she will think you're joking or something like that. So the proposal is actually not gonna happen. So we also made a warp file at the supermarket because today is actually quite a time-sensitive day, and if we couldn't warp, there would be no way that we could do both heart events, because the first one starts at 12 and is here on the mountain, and the other one has to be triggered until 1 p.m. So you only have like an hour, and there's just way too little time to get back into the town. So what we're doing is we're just triggering the heart event here, and it's both on a Monday because otherwise you had to just sleep for another week, which, you know, we don't want that because we want to be fast. And so we are just warping ourselves back to the supermarket where we just were, and that's super close to Mary's house, so we can make sure we have both heart events that we can trigger in time. So here's the first one, which is on the summit of the Mother Mountain, which is actually super pretty. It's a very beautiful view over the valley that you have here. And I want to think that some of Stardew Valley was actually inspired by this, like just looking over how the landscape looks like. And here Mary's telling us about that she sometimes, you know, feels sad, and we're basically choosing to be vulnerable and saying that, yeah, sometimes we feel sad too, and it's very normal. So we're normalizing depression here, which is great. I love that heart event for that reason. And now I'm just gonna say we're gonna load the supermarket file, and then we're going back, and now we're back in town, and now we can make it to Mary's house in time. And here's the last heart event, where her parents, Basil and Anna, are talking about, you know, Mary just having a hard time recently and just being more closed off because she feels like having a creative block. And they are asking us to, you know, talk to her and, you know, just see what's up. And she's talking to us about it. And then we're basically making a proposal to her, what she could write about. And she's acknowledging that her parents were worried. Just saw the heart go red, which is the best, because now that means we're ready to get married. And now she's like thanking us for, you know, being a bit of a mediator and giving her an idea about a story. And now it's 6 p.m. and luckily we can still enter the house. And now we're just gonna propose. Oh my god! We're proposing! Let's go! And the dog is in the background.
I was just about to say, I'm so glad the dog is there to witness.
I'm so glad too! The dog is part of this. So what we're doing now is we just have to go to bed for a week, and then the marriage is gonna happen. And the thing is, the marriages are actually really, really beautiful because all of the bachelorettes have like an own dress and an own sprite for it, and you will only see it at that part of the game. Like, you will not see it anymore. They basically made an entire aesthetic for every bachelorette. Like, really, really pretty, and so much effort for only a couple of seconds, which is wild to me. So maybe we're gonna actually have a little look at how Mary's sprite looks like. I feel like she always looks a bit like Snow White. Like the style. So, and every bachelorette has like a different distinct style, and I just love that very much. Just... it's like Disney princess vibes.
Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I mean, I'm biased, so it's Anne,
Okay,
but I
get it.
think that Karen's is actually really pretty because she has her hair up, but she still has like her like blonde streaks And it looks just very stylish. It looks very modern. Okay, and here it is. We're getting married.
We're still wearing a hat.
With the yeah, with the power of vegetable juice. And I just got so excited I actually skipped through, even though I said and time. Yeah, sorry, time. Yeah, that is it. Oh my god, it happened so fast. It happened so fast. That's just how it goes in life, honestly. Well, this was Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, the merry marriage run with the glitches, with the porting, with the pink diamond, with the 6 a.m. shenanigans, and with our dog, which is the absolute MVP of the run. So I hope you enjoyed. I am currently having this game like dormant, but I think at some point I'm gonna start the grind again. I'm currently having a lot of fun times with Stardew Valley RNG, but this is a great game to get started into speedrunning if you are seeking to try it out. Thank you all so much. I hope you had fun. And yeah, how's it working here? What are we doing at the end? Are we gonna sing a song, Dan?
I'd be happy to do both if you had something in mind, but if you could tell people where to find you, any other shout outs?
Amazing. Well, shout out to the Harvest Moon community. They are the sweetest people, and even though I haven't been active in a while, big thanks to Desert Penguin and to Mr. Stelio Gill, especially for revolutionizing this run, and to Nico as well for finding the birthday glitch to all the researchers. You're doing amazing, and thank you for just having such a wonderful community. And you can find me on twitch.tv/CafeEla. I stream comfy games. It's either super slow indie playthroughs or farming game speedruns, I guess. Like that's my two there's no in between. I don't know. But yeah, I'm currently speedrunning a lot of Stardew Valley. I'm gonna do another ESA run in like 1.5 weeks. With crowd control for charity, which is going to be super exciting. So if you want to follow ESA and support the run, I would very much appreciate your support or non-support in case you are going to do mean things with crowd control, which is totally fair. But yeah, I think that's about me. That's it.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.